Max and the Colt for the side of B-Boy. And it looks like New Artisans are bringing that Brock to the table.
Yeah, I was going to mention, don't underestimate Colt. The power of his gadget, being able to pop that and then have some quick successive shots can lay down a ton of damage. And Carl is also a very good control brawler to have here. As already New Artisans getting a ton of damage. Aaron using the wall to a nice effect with Carl to bounce the pickaxe. And yeah, a lot of early damage in on the B-Boy safe.
They lost control really quick of that, and Aaron's still in the backline, able to deal damage against the safe. You will have the respawn coming in from the Max, and nearly loses out the jaw, but will stay alive. It's great, meaning they're flushing out the rest of New Artisans from the safe, but now Response is back on it, peeling away, getting it below 40, or nearly below 40%. Elliot should be able to get that job done, though, with a rocket rain on top of it as well. They need to stop him. He's going in on this one, Ark. He popped the gadget as well.
Yeah, Elliot has no chill. He jumps straight over the wall and getting repetitive shots. I've got to say, a really nice, aggressive start we're seeing from New Artisans. Response as well as being a complete pest in that mid there. And I think this is great energy from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, Atropy trying to deal damage with the pickaxe. He's got nothing to bounce it off of, so his DPS isn't exactly high. Gonna have to back away as the very neutral fight is about to happen with all members on the board and a couple of supers in play, but Kenji changes that, eliminates Elliot with the use of his super, moving around the line of sight. Atropy clears them out as well. They're not letting New Artisans get past this line in the midfield.
Yeah, it seems almost like the New Artisans may have taken B-Boy by surprise, but now B-Boy's starting to get into the swing of things. But the return hits are coming in fast. Elliot with the super over the top. And that is going to be all she wrote for that first game of Heist. But we did see some fight, as opposed to the brawler pick, like you rightly say, that sort of brought the W in, as it were, yeah.
They're going for the exact same thing again. This time they're putting Atropy in the 2v1 lane for the time being, as Aaron and Response are going to force him all the way back. Dealing safe damage for now. If you had difficulty dealing with a Brock getting on top of you, well, I got news for you. Max is going to be able to do that just as well. And Elliot is uncontested as he drops this rocket rain on the right-hand side. This is not looking good right now for B-Boy.
Yeah, New Artisans doing a very similar approach to what we've seen before, which worked out very well. Oh, great gadget use on the bottom left from Response to have that invincibility to linger on and avoid an early takedown there. And Elliot still continuing on as well. Great offensive plays from New Artisans and just again evading there. Oh, great plays from New Artisans all around for me.
Absolutely. Elliot once again punishing Atropy with the Brock pick, going over the top with the gadget. He used it to escape afterwards because the line of sight was blocked down by the super. Aaron will get a couple of axe swings, but he's going to get pincered here. As expected, he goes down. Damage is being dealt to the New Artisans safe, though. They managed to get that below 50%, but there's still a huge advantage in favor of the New Artisans. They've taken out Kenji, got the man advantage. Elliot drops the rocket rain to destroy some of this terrain and open up these sight lines for himself to just do it manually. He'll get 1 or 2 rockets off before he goes out. He still catches Atropy on the back end of that one. 7% left. B-Boy have to have a valiant defense here.
Yeah, B-Boy really do need to buckle down right now and then make this push really count. 3% left on their save. It'll be 1 rocket from Elliot to seal the deal. But the question is now, can they lock him down quickly enough to then focus their attention on the remaining 2 players and get... It's not actually much damage. 45% is not much that they need to do, but they've got to hold down New Artisans.
Can't let Aaron get close.
For error here.
Can't let Aaron get close here, Ark. Everyone else can body block. You can't body block the pickaxe. If you let Aaron get into range, you're going to lose. You have to be paying Carl a lot of attention here.
Here we go, Kenji going out with the super. This is the damage going down that B-Boy so desperately needs. He's going down the left-hand side lane to try to bait the response.
Oh, he's got the pick.
Takedown as well, Tridd.
But no, you let Aaron get into position, Ark. I told you about Aaron, and they didn't listen. You can see how things work out. Pam coming out for Atropy, so still falling into that vein of control, albeit a different flavor of it.
Yeah, this is the thing. Pam is a great mid for this map, and Max as well. Great for dashing in to get those bolts. And I'm just there's the new gadget from Kenji straight off the bat. Herbal toxin there to heal up your teammates. You'll throw out some healing splatters on the map, and those will be directed onto your teammates for some healing purposes. So great to see Barley's new gadget making an early appearance here today.
Yeah, it didn't do much to stop him from losing that first siege bot, though. So, as the level 3 siege bot comes in, won't find a connection, no follow-up damage as well. But it does mean that the Artisans can extend their lead a little bit because they've been given so much space to work with right now. It's on B-Boy to try and wrestle back control as the bolts start coming in.
I like the placement of the healing station there as well for B-Boy, giving them a bit of an advantageous spot. And Kenji should be winning side. I think, actually, no, I think there may have been. Was that another herbal? It was another herbal tonic there to keep Elliot alive. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on this side lane for B-Boy as they try to collect these bolts.
I love what this match is going to be now. You're just like, wait, was that the herbal toxin coming in clutch? Yeah. Kenji, no, it's good though. It's good to see a new gadget coming in here and finding value already at this stage of the competition. New Artisans did catching that next bolt, means they have got another siege bot coming into this one. Should connect and allow Response to get some damage. I'm starting to get concerned if I'm New Artisans though. Look at the bolts in the pocket already for B-Boy. 7 there and the last siege coming up. And unlike in our previous matchup, New Artisans have not taken an early lead arc. If B-Boy can hold on to the bolt lead, they're going to have one hell of a push to go in against New Artisans with.
Yeah, there were some really, really solid defenses from B-Boy, and I've got to say, level 10 guaranteed and possibly more to come. We'll have to wait and see what gets banked in the meantime, but, you know, a couple of barley throws and, yeah, a bit of herbal tonic into the mix to keep your teammates alive, and I think this could be in the bag for B-Boy.
Yeah, they've only got to hit over 3% damage, and that's a very beefy siege bot coming in. You already see Max going on the flank to get sightlines on, and they've already done it. All they need was a couple of love taps there just to seal the deal. When they get it below 50%, they're going for the completion at the end of the day. They know they've already won. Why not give us some fireworks and some gems? Not going to be allowed to happen, but the result is still the same. B-Boy take the first round.
I really like what...
As though they had the control, they were winning the fights in the mid, but when it came around to damaging the Ike, they just weren't able to convert it. And that was the biggest problem here. They need to find a way. Elliot's mixing it up. He himself can keep it on the barley, so he'll have access to that all-important herbal toxin as well.
Okay, so we're going to be a doubled up mid. Aaron in response, trying to double down here and get these bolts from the mid. I guess they're preying on the RNG going in their favor, and it is actually going to be a push from B-Boy, so not quite what New Artisans were hoping for here, but it could go in their favor. They just need to get some more control, and Elliot's just trying to push back here to defend this push so that Aaron and Response can just go in here on the damage, and there's a pretty good amount of damage defended. We'll have to wait and see whether they can get this control, which they need now for these bolts.
This is such a rough map, I feel, for people to actually get away with weak siege bots and converting the value now that I think about it, because both of these teams aren't actually bringing any destructible abilities to this. So all the terrain around this is really hard, and it's about positioning and how much time you have to go into Ike range and find an angle to get damage off, and you don't have a lot of it with a level 2 siege bot, so I think that explains why we didn't see a lot of conversion come in. B-Boy with a level 6, that might be beefy enough for them, especially with the Max, to get into some kind of position where they can start converting this damage.
Yeah, Aaron got a bit of a sword deal there. He was looking for the takedown and had to come back to sort of get some damage and couldn't decide whether to commit to the kill or to take down the bot with some shots. And it'd be interesting to see now whether B-Boy can hold this mid. It can be a push. It's actually not much damage to get for the final push. If New Artisans can get a couple of bolts under their bag, we may see them take this round here.
But they've not had mid-control all of this game, Ark. B-Boy have had this on lock. They've got control. They've got their PAM healing station set up. Bolts are flying in their direction. Elliot's off to the side. He shouldn't be winning a duel against a Max on this barley. And all the while, B-Boy are just racking up this lead. They've got 2 seconds left to the last siege. New Artisans aren't going to be able to contest this one, and they've lost just by default.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely going the way of B-Boy. Definitely, I agree with you there. They have the more control for the majority of the time. There's a couple of moments where New Artisans may have been able to turn it around with a bit more control. But yeah, it seems like B-Boy, at least in the early game mode, seem to be very much at home when it comes to from New Artisans. But in Bounty, you're not always going to be rewarded for that. It's a bit of a risk to weigh up in that respect. So
you wanted aggression, Ark, you're going to get it. Response is playing the Mortis, so he kind of has to go in very aggressively on this one. And I think it's quite indicative of what we expect to see from B-Boy right now. We talked about it after the first set, that they need to be incredibly conscious of the aggression and work better at either tempering or matching what's coming out from New Artisans. How are you going to match the aggression of a Mortis? I think you're going to have to go for that other style of tiring him out.
Yeah, and also being very selective on who you choose to target and when to choose to target them. I think for me, the Brock is definitely the more squidgier option. Ken can pop a gadget, I imagine, to heal up. He's got 3 of them to use throughout the course of this game, so Response will either have to whittle them down or choose to ignore him, because Carl again is not a great target to really to go for if you're a Mortis. But he's going to try to whittle down Ken and maybe cycle some supers along the way. I don't think it's going to work out too... Oh, he actually goes to takedown, stays alive as well. Support from Elliot. Great plays from Response and Elliot. And the jump away from Spawn. Great plays from New Artisans there.
He only got away with that because his super came online at the last minute to add that extra bit of damage and sustain. If he didn't get that, he was a dead man. And I think that's kind of what baited you a little bit as well, Ark, was like, he shouldn't have won that trade.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to take down a Sprout, to whistle them down when they're using photosynthesis, star power, and gadgets to heal up, under pressure, it's not an easy takedown. But getting that super and cycling it with the use of the takedown of the Brock was a really smart move there, and it's put them in the lead. But they've got to be cautious. There's 20 seconds left. There's only 2 stars separating the teams, and if Response goes down, it's going to swing the balance here.
Great use of the Jackie super, pulls HP in. This is good sweep from Response. He wants to find more as he gets on to the Brock. Moving around away from Kenji. He knows he can't die here because it will tie up the series. Response running for his life right now. Goes on Kenji to temper it back, but he gets out of the way of HP. Here's the New Artisans clapping back once more. They take the...
Look out for here. And keen to see whether we see any brawler switch-ups in the next time round, because are we going to see some more? Great, that'd be awesome. Oh, we are. B-Boy, yeah. Yep.
B-Boy hitting up with the Slambulance. We've already talked about that as an option, so you want to be trying to get in the face of New Artisans right now. They have a kind of a Slambulance of their own, but they've got Response on the BB this time around, which will help with a lot of the disengage and choosing the fights they want.
Rosa as well here, I think, is definitely going to mix things up, and I like the adaptation here. B-Boy seeing the poker, seeing the Jackie, and being quite astute to the fact that, yeah, New Artisans definitely want to go down the tanky Healy approach and just trying to match that out. I think that's wise. Sometimes if you can't beat them, just copy the comp.
Yeah, go for the mirror matchup, see if you can pull it off a little bit better. Kenji did blow his super on the right-hand side. Aaron's been sitting on his for a while now. I feel as though he could have definitely dragged Kenji in and tried to get an early pickup here while he had that advantage with his super, knowing that Kenji had just blown it. But he's missed that window now. Kenji's surely going to be getting that back online fast.
1 star in the bag is all that separates these 2 teams right now. B-Boy have the advantage. And they're just going to be stalemating this one out for a bit and just trying to get, I guess, supers and cycle those ready. Only Response and Sight Pond on the right-hand side there are yet to get theirs in Kenji. So I guess both teams not taking any chances here, being very passive and just kind of looking to feel each other out and maybe have some last-minute fireworks here.
Yeah, I feel as though this is going to come down to a crescendo arc with those final duel coming in. That is, of course, unless Kenji and Aaron find each other unexpectedly in the brush. They're giving a lot of territory over to New Arts, and Kenji goes aggressive with the super, not finding that kill he wanted. Counter by Aaron as he gets away and deals with the heals, but there's no supers on the board for any of these teams. Aaron going to go in aggressively. Kenji deflects him out. Response is locking him in the corner. The bubble cuts him through, but the super from Kenji was huge to turn it around. And B-Boy
coming into the appearance as well.
It's a mirror. It's a mirror with
both got Frank, have they? Wow. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Frank, Jackie, and Poco to be our deciding round. We say deciding round because it can end in a draw. We've seen this happen before, but yeah, I mean, if they can get like a super combo off here with Kenji and Sightpon, like layering Jackie's pull into a large stun from the Frank, that's easily enough crowd control and damage to just straight ace a team.
Aaron and Ken on identical HP right now on this right-hand side lane. Both have super as well. I don't see either of them maybe deciding this one potentially. They're going to be... Aaron's... Oh, the hills on both sides. Gotta say, shout out to both Elliot and the champion. They're so aware when it comes to what their teammates are doing right now, and that's the role that you've got to undertake when you're playing poker. You've got to be that absolute rock for your teammates.
Aaron's found that first kill onto Sightpon. It does mean New Artisans going to give themselves a 1-star lead after the initial star went the way of B-Boy. And Response didn't catch anyone with his Frank super, but he's going to be charging that one back up. I think Sightpon's looking to get his online. Not seen one of those deployed from him just yet.
Spawn Trap is coming in, though. New Artisans have got to be feeling it. Response go out with a great connection on Kenji. Elliot for the pickup as well. Surely this should be a kill here. Again, another super response doing fantastic work for New Artisans there, and great hills as well from
He's found Atropy as well. It's so dire going up against the Frank. Once you land that first stun, if you land all 3 of your normal attacks against them, you have another super ready to go because you just deal so much damage. If you get caught in any position by one of these Franks, it is a chain reaction that goes down. And Saipons, his super was cancelled out by Response, but there's that damage again, starting the chain, follows it up. Response gets out of range as B-Boy goes on the offensive. Kenji catching up Aaron, trying to answer back. One more star, and they couldn't find it as New Artisans tie out the round.
This again goes back to the more control kind of style, which was definitely in favor for B-Boy and Siege. Maybe we'll see them equalize the sets here, because it definitely seemed like they were very, very much in control when it came to Siege, or whether New Artisans might have some newfound confidence and be using that, that adrenaline to power through and to get this one wrapped up.
Kenji going out with the Gene. That's the first appearance we've seen in this match so far. Could look to punish the gem carrier. Now you got Pam being the gem carrier here, so there's a little bit more HP than what you find on the Poco. And they've got the healing station as well. Should get pulled. Speaking of which, Elliot's pulled in. And that's what you need to be on the lookout here right now. Those magic hands are game changers when it comes to gem grab, and Kenji's showing us why.
Yeah, and seeing the Poco Pam, the double heal comp, which I've started to see quite a bit being played in competitive, and that I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's kind of in a place where it can work sometimes and not other times. I just tend to feel in general like doubling up too much on one mechanic might not be too advantageous. So spreading things out a bit does go a long way, as we see B-Boy starting to get closer and closer to their 10 gem countdown here. But yeah, I gotta say, I think, I don't know, Tridd. I'm kind of on the fence right at the moment with regards to Pam and Poco, as it doesn't seem to be working out too well for New Artisans right now.
It seems a bit overkill, and you're going to see a pull onto Aaron. Any gems that New Artisans had have just been taken over. B-Boy have it, and they have so much of a lead that New Artisans actually have to take the fight here. They can't rely on the spawner to close the deficit. Kenji goes aggressive on the right-hand side. Nearly finds Response as well. Backs away, got the magic hand. Tries to pull Aaron away and relieve some pressure on Atropy. Healing station's being traded. The time was not there, and B-Boy take the first round.
They're going to go with a max, I guess, to get the speed and the unpredictability. And I think they are going to go with... Yeah, there's the Gene as well. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, mirror compositions for both of the teams, and they got the max as well for the fast reposition and the dash onto the back line should it come down to the clutch moment. I love how aggressive Kenji is at shutting down the sightlines for Aaron. He takes control of the terrain, and he forces out gadget usage from Aaron. Oh, just misses the hand. That could have been a great bit of combo from Kenji if he actually pulled that one off.
Yeah, but it does seem like B-Boy again have kind of maybe, as coming out, playing this comp first, feel more confident. It kind of feels like a little bit early on, like maybe New Artisans might be doing it for the sake of mirror, but B-Boy definitely feel like they've more practice so far in their control and hitting those pulls consistently. Ken going in as well on that sideline. Definitely more pressure and more control for me in terms of the map usage from B-Boy so far.
Elliot's looking for it, all right. He's been sitting on that magic hand for a while. HP keeps walking forward to go for the gem spawner. Feels as though Elliot might try and capitalize on that one. Instead, he goes for the healing station to get that out of the way. HP could just drop another one, puts it in a more vulnerable position because it is more aggressive. But B-Boy still have control by setting up the healing station further into the field. It allows them easier access to this gem spawner to pull away in the count.
Yeah, B-Boy are all over this. They're breaking terrain, they're adapting themselves to the map, moving that healing station and just hunkering down here. And New Artisans is exposed as well. And the Response is going to cycle here, and they've got to start definitely getting these kills confirmed right now, because B-Boy are very, very close to countdown right now.
Okay, so that's charge number 2 on Aaron, I believe. So he's going to have a bit of problems if he tries to do that again. Kenji will go down, but it's 1 gem on the back line. He's not the designated carrier. This is equal, though, so if we do see someone hit 10, we aren't going to be in a situation where the fight needs to happen. It comes all down to the mid-control unless we see some picks come in.
Really great pressure. Ken has pulled as well here, so he's going to connect there with Aaron, and that will deflate 9-9. What great timing for B-Boy, and the pop of the max gadget, the aggression now pushing up the mid. This is fantastic from B-Boy, Tridd.
Absolutely. They're going to drop the healing station down when they can get that one up, but HP still needs a little bit of super online. They're going to tie it back out and stop the countdown. This is what I alluded to earlier, is that they're so close. You need to see kills come in. We need to pick onto the substantial gem carriers. The Pams are your targets. Kenji misses out on the hook on response. We'll get the healing station instead. Saipon goes down. They're going to tie it back out with 11, but HP and Kenji need to heal. They're under fire right now. Kenji goes down. I'm not sure how he's going to come in clutch to try and secure this win. 12 gems to 11. They got Kenji. They don't have that magic hand online. The countdown continues to go. Atrophy is solo, but he gets that 12th gem to buy his team more time.
It's so back and forth, 13 to 12, and it really at this point can go still either way, as there's one gem in the middle which looks like Kenji will pick up. He's got pull as well. He's surely going to try and get Aaron taken down now. He doesn't. He's going to be patient and calm and collected under this kind of pressure. I don't know how he can be. There's a pull from Elliot though on Saipon, and the gems all down. Oh.
2 gems. Kenji can still do this, though. If he keeps him at range, he just needs to find one more gem to equalize. But he's under pressure from Aaron. He can't lose any of these gems. Aaron picked him up! Oh, no! He died at the worst possible time there. Ark, he lost control. Carl, Jean, and Pam for B-Boy. New Artisans, Jackie, Poco, and Rosa. So a traditional slambulance for the New Artisans in this final game.
Yeah, I quite like the approach from New Artisans here. I mean, they want to go out on the super aggressive. They're on match points, so they can afford to do so here. And you know, with Response and Aaron shutting down these side lanes, but Response didn't seem to do that too well. Ken, obviously playing Jean, I think could be the turnaround here. And watch out for how his teammates support him with a pull here. If Aaron and Response can just hold down lane, but Ken in trouble. Seems to be lagging out there a little bit. Maybe some connection issues. Yeah,
I believe that was a bit of a DC there. There's no reason for him to be stood out in the wild like that, staring at the gem spawner. And yeah, I think we might end up having a remake on this one. No, he's back in the game. Great pull there. So it might have been the largest debate we've ever seen. Not for a big reward on that one, because he didn't find the gem carrier. Response will now take him out. So Saipon and Atrophy will lock that one down. Doesn't change the fact that Elliot is pulling away with a gem lead right now.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from New Artisans. I think that Aaron and Response just being able to just continue pestering B-Boy here and just to be able to distract. I think it's exactly the right comp, and I think that for me, B-Boy didn't quite see it coming, and that's kind of coming to play. If Ken can get super, though, that is going to be the thing which can turn us around. As Saipon gets a takedown, but those gems are going to stay there, I feel, as Response is going to protect them.
Doesn't get any of the gems. That's the tragic part of that one after getting the crucial pick onto the gem carrier. All it did was buy time for Atrophy to catch up and hit towards 10. He's on 9 gems right now. One more should seal the deal as Saipon clears off some aggression. They're forcing Kenji so far back away, but there you go. That's the 10th gem. They need to have some aggression here. I don't believe there's enough time to get those 4 gems to equalize. So you need to find a pick from somewhere.
Yeah, Response going to be going here with Elliot, and Elliot's got no heal, remember. He's got
Atrophy! Run! Just get away! Didn't find it in time. Match over. B-Boy go ahead and take that game and force.
Just do that and get things over quickly. Then that is going to be the thing which is going to make them go all the distance here.
The only thing they're going to be able to do quickly with this composition arc is kill or die. Because this is a glass cannon composition. You've got Barley, Spike, and B for New Artisans. This is something I don't think we've seen a lot of, especially on Brawl Ball.
Yeah, it's, I've got to say, not at all the comp that I was expecting to see. B is good and solid, and Carl is great for control, but great to see Barley actually and Spike starting to come back a little bit into the meta here. I think that for me, Herbal Tonic has absolutely made Barley a far more viable option than he was in the days of the kind of Sprout meta. So definitely great to see his mechanics coming back into Brawl here.
And it's working out for them so far. They're constantly boxing B-Boy into their half of the field. They've now lost B, which helps with a lot of that control. But now they're in their own half. And this is where I think the problem with the composition starts to become prevalent, is that when they're put under a lot of pressure, there's not a lot of immediate answer tools from New Artisans. They just have to carry around cover and hope they can out-damage their opponents. But Kenji, if he pops the super and runs at them, there could be a lot of problems.
Yeah, Ken is in a really good advantageous position here in response. forced to heal on the side. For me, the Artisans, great pull as well from Chappie. Going to apply pressure again with even more of control from Saipon. Su is going to end in the goal here, surely.
Hey? You don't goal that? Aaron caught that before he went down. He stopped the momentum and then died, and it wasn't another pass. He might have accidentally scuffed that one, Ark.
I think when he held the ball, he died following it, and it sort of bounced in. And
hey, how does it bounce in when he's? Oh, I'm confused. I don't even know what happened there. But anyway, it doesn't change the fact that B-Boy have taken an early goal with 20 seconds remaining. They're in a great spot to take the first game. And I think New Artisans may have to look at changing up this comp because, like I said, it works when they have control, but as soon as they lose it, it all falls apart with not much reclamation. But they're able to sit on top of the ball, keep it away from them. It's in that back right corner. Even if they get control now, they don't have the time to score that goal. First round, first game, going the way of B-Boy.
B-Boy